Good day, everyone. Welcome to Real Conservative News weekend version. Starting off with news locally here in Trinidad and Tobago. Opposition leader and member of parliament for Rima, Penelope Beckles, Penny, has been referred to the Privileges Committee, stemming from a walkout stage by opposition MPs last Friday, and a subsequent public statement accusing the Speaker of the House, Jagdeep Singh, of being biased. That I'm telling you, PNM will never stop being double standard, because a lot of the times we all knew, and we all used to see it here in Trinidad and Tobago, that when the PNM was in office in government for the past 10 years, their speaker, I think it's Anisette George, we saw the bias over and over again. We saw how the government was able to say anything they want. And from the time the UNC opposition asked certain types of questions that was holding the PNM accountable for their actions or lack of action, their questions were shut down by that speaker. Now they want to talk about bias. Now they want to talk about being targeted by this House Speaker. I am thankful that she is being sent to the Privileges Committee, and let's just hope that some sort of disciplinary action will take place.
Honorable members, I have an announcement to make. On Monday, 13th October 2025, I received a matter of privilege from the member for Couva South in accordance with Standing Order 32-2. The member for Couva South sought leave to raise the following matter. During the sitting of the House of Representatives on Friday, 10th October 2025, members of the opposition bench staged a parliamentary walkout, which was followed by a subsequent statement on their actions by the leader of the opposition member for opposition and member for Arima. The member for Couva South submitted that under the letterhead of the leader of the opposition on 10th October 2025, the following public statement was issued. And I quote, "After months of enduring bias and prejudicial behavior from the presiding officer of the lower house, all members of parliament on the opposition bench were left with no choice but to leave today's sitting. The pattern of unfair treatment and rulings has continued unchecked and unaddressed. It is now beyond question to unbiased observers that the current Speaker of the House has failed in his duty to act impartially and to uphold the Constitution and the standing orders of Parliament. Since assuming the chair, the Speaker has consistently rejected the majority of urgent questions and the Prime Minister's questions filed by the opposition. His refusal to maintain established precedent on supplemental questions is a direct challenge to accountability and transparency in the conduct of the people's business. Another constant feature of recent sittings has been the uneven and unbiased application of the standing orders. The Speaker routinely overlooks inappropriate behavior from members of the government, including disorderly conduct and offensive remarks, yet is quick to silence members on the opposition bench." End quote. The Member of Parliament for Couva South has raised the matter of privilege based on the submission that the member for Arima attempted to bring into disrepute the independent democratic work of the House of Representatives in the eyes of the public for political gain by questioning the independence of the presiding officer. The member for Couva South submitted that this was an act of, and I quote, "constructive contempt against the House of Representatives, breaching the privilege of the House as the member's actions seek to obstruct and tarnish the democratic as well as independent management, presiding and rulings of the presiding officer. Members, since receiving this on Monday the 13th, I have undertaken significant research and analysis. Members, today I am prepared to rule on this critical matter. Members, the House of Representatives and the Parliament as an institution represent the foundation of democracy. Democracy, whether what side of the aisles we stand, must always be preserved. Preserving democracy means protecting the independence of our parliament in the public eyes, as well as the operations of its duties. It has always been a precedent of our republic and past parliaments to never bring the presiding officer into the realm of political attacks or aspersions, based on the foundation of protecting the dignity of our parliamentary institutions. Erskine May's parliamentary practice on page 138 speaks to constructive contempt, as it states, and I quote, "Indignities offered to the House by words spoken or writings published reflecting on its character or proceedings have been published by both the Lords and the Commons upon the principle and that such act of abuse tend to obstruct the Houses in the performance of their functions by diminishing the respect due to them." End quote. So, honourable members, in deciding whether a prima facie case of contempt has been made out, the Chair must carefully consider the facts alleged and all the information placed before her. I have done just that and find that a prima facie case of contempt has indeed been made out. I so rule and refer this matter to the Committee of Privileges for consideration and report.
Sleep better. Say goodbye to stiff necks, headaches, and restless nights. Our premium cervical pillow is designed to perfectly support your neck and spine, keeping your body aligned while you sleep. Soft yet firm, it adapts to your shape, giving you ultimate comfort and deep, rejuvenating rest. Whether you sleep on your back, side, or stomach, this pillow reduces pressure points, eases tension, and helps you wake up feeling refreshed and ready to conquer the day. Invest in your sleep. Your neck will thank you. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and feel the difference from the very first night. The Venezuelan ambassador to Dominica, Jose Durabio Moros Savelli, is urging Caribbean countries to unite. He asking people to unite in opposing the military buildup by the United States in the waters of the South American country, Venezuela. Saying that it's important for preserving peace in the Caribbean. All of a sudden, Maduro cares about peace in the Caribbean. My response, the Venezuelan communist regime know that time is running out. They know that America can and will defeat them within days or even hours, people. It's very possible, even hours. Rest assured that those who are loyal to Maduro will commit acts of terrorism, just like in Iraq a couple decades ago when Saddam Hussein was overthrown. If the opposition parties are allowed to govern until fresh elections can be called. If Maduro truly desired peace in our region, he would end his quest to annex Guyana's Essequibo region. He will remove his military officers from occupying those areas. That is what they call actually occupying other people's territory. Not Israel. Israel, that belongs to Israel, and that belongs to Israel over 3,000 years now. He would end his quest to annex Guyana's Essequibo region and also refrain from making false allegations against the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies, meet your new go-to bag, our mega duffel handbag, perfect for your travel, shopping, the gym, and everything in between. Crafted from premium Oxford material, it's not just stylish, it's built to last. The ideal size, flawless design, and unbeatable quality make it the bag you'll reach for every time. Versatile and ready for anything. WhatsApp 762-6589 to order yours today.
We've seen all sort of things happening right now with regards to the U.S. and its strike. 2 Trinidadians have been killed. All right. There's arguments.
How you come up with that?
Well, relatives of 2 men believe that they were killed.
And that's what I'm trying to explain to people, right? Now, while we're sympathetic to the cause that these things are, persons are making those statements, what facts do we have? If you go on a ship or on a boat, what determines that he was on the boat? Not a passenger manifest or something like that? If you're on a plane, it's the same thing. You have a soul, where you tell how much souls are on the ship, on the plane, as the case may be. We have received no such information other than what we see on the public social media and from mainstream media. I suggested early that the family should have gone and made an official report and give the police the information that they would have. It would be easier for the police to do their work. But that it doesn't exist. And I recall this. Some years ago, right in San Juan, a family came and said a man was dead. And the circumstances much similar to what we are watching at now. Only to realize the man was breaking or hiding from the police and went to another country where he still resides. So I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. However, once the information comes to law enforcement or to my ministry, I will ensure that law enforcement take the appropriate steps to understand what is happening. We are able to identify the persons if they are in fact so. And if they have bodies, we'll have the bodies handed over to the family as the case may be. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, in this instance, yeah, Sheikh.
Let me also say this. A lady called yesterday, my ministry breathless, and she said, you know what, look how these things unfold. The lady said, Mr. Alexander, I wished that the U.S. would have come and engaged this situation 10 years ago. And I say why. And when she explained who she was, I recall working in Northeastern Division, she would have lost her 2 children to drugs. And they died. So you see, in one breath, if that is the case, one man is benefiting and other person suffering. You understand? From the same activity.
But in this instance, we're seeing what has been described by the opposition as extrajudicial killings. You made mention of evidence and these things of the manifest and of the records. What information, if any, does the government have from the U.S. that would confirm that these men had narcotics on the boat?
Well, as I said before, there are certain things we wouldn't discuss just yet until we get a full report from the government of the United States. We are not entitled to discuss that as I speak. However, the same individual that the grandmother is saying is such a good boy, we would have seen in 2018 where he stand. You see?
I saw that as well.
Where he stand. And you know the funny thing is, you all sometimes surprise me, you know. You all speaking to somebody, interviewing that person, the person said to you all, well, the boy is a good boy, but let's make a run. And nobody here, no media house, said, I wonder what run you talking about, my lady? What run you talking about? So, in other words, I was hoping, probably it's cricket, but I didn't see him in the T20 the other day, so it couldn't be cricket, right? So, and this is what I'll be talking about sometimes when you all come to me and I give you something to hold and say, well, hey. Because sometimes I would have asked that question, you know, what run you talking about? And go deeper. But sometimes, you know, it's not going deeper, you know. It's to look to see where the relative agency may have faltered, as the case may be, and not the individual themselves.
But even if there was some faulting on his part, the argument is there was no judicial process in terms of him being found guilty and ordered to be executed.
Well, as I said before, these things are happening outside of our waters. You see?
But it's happening with some sort of support from the government.
Anybody from Trinidad was on that ship that did that? Or anybody from Trinidad would have guided anything in those persons' direction, sir?
But the Prime Minister would have said, kill them all violently, which is giving support to the operation, which means that the government is in support of such operations.
Well, then, that's an opinion you need to dissect. Yeah, you need to go to a autopsy with that statement that you make. I think that calls for an autopsy where you are concerned. Because you're saying that So let me ask. So if I say right now, listen, I have support for persons driving under the influence of drink or drunk to such an extent that they are incapable of having proper control of their vehicle, and a man just kill a man down there. You blaming me?
No, they're saying you're supporting such action.
Oh, okay.
So isn't the government supporting?
I don't support good media.
I support good politicians.
Yes, of course. All right, okay.
No more overheating phones. Cool your phones in seconds. Prevents damage to phones and battery issues. Better gaming experience and streaming. USB powered and fast charging. Lightweight and quiet. Ideal for kids and adults. Works with all smartphones. Makes a great gift. Call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. The Antigua-based regional airline Liat Air says it will begin servicing the Santo Domingo and Punta Cana route in December as part of its commitment to ensuring regional connectivity. Our entry into the Dominican Republic is a natural extension of our mission to connect to the Caribbean. These new routes respond to the growing demand for seamless travel between key regional destinations and reflect our commitment to supporting economic development, tourism, and cultural exchange, said the airline's Chief Executive Officer, Hafsa Abdul Salam. We're excited to welcome travelers on board to experience the warmth and friendly service Liat Air is known for, she added, boosting that will also encourage and increase tourism in these various islands. So that's wonderful news. Premium touchscreen wireless headsets restocked. 1.9-inch HD full-color touchscreen. ANC and ENC noise reduction for crystal clear calls. 90 panoramic sound. Long battery life and fast charging. Control music, videos, TikTok, YouTube, and much more. Camera feature, voice assistant, timer, stopwatch, and lyrics on screen. Water resistant, sleek design. Available in gold, black, blue, and purple. Gift-ready packaging with replacement earbuds included. Never lose your earbuds again with the Find Headphones feature that actually works. Don't miss out. WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order. Limited stock available. A bit of inspirational news now. Yes, I'm going to be changing things up a little bit on this other YouTube channel and other channels. Still going to cover very serious topics as well, but adding this in. So 98-year-old Paulina Cunningham, her sister 89-year-old Frances Brown, and her daughter 79-year-old Hazelyn Nesbeth, wow, have been contributing to Jamaica's food security and local economy for multiple decades. Their longevity is proof that farming is more than just a job. It's a lifelong commitment and a way of life that does not have a set retirement age. Cunningham, who resides in Logwood, Hanover, told JIS News that she followed in the footsteps of her parents. My goodness. I'm telling you that if that is not inspirational, I don't know what is. And I continue to pray and hope and confess in Jesus' name that all my family members have longevity of life, just like these individuals mentioned in this report. Tired of losing your keys, phone, or coins in that annoying gap between your car seat and the console? We've got the perfect solution. Our universal car seat gap fillers are back in stock, ready to save your stuff and make your ride clutter-free. Available in black, brown, beige, and red, they're designed to fit any car seat and blend perfectly with your interior. Simply WhatsApp 762-6589 to place your order and enjoy delivery straight to your door in just 1 to 3 days. The British newspaper Financial Times reported that Washington and Riyadh are conducting advanced talks towards an agreement that will determine that an attack, listen to this people, I want all of you to listen to this carefully, that an attack on Saudi Arabia will be considered a threat to U.S. security. Basically the same type of deals that they were making with, proposing to make with Trinidad and Grenada and Jamaica and so forth here in the Caribbean. The report claims that Trump may announce the agreement during Bin Salman's visit to the White House next month. My response, listen to my response. While tribal Caribbean leaders are telling Big Brother America to stay out of our territories and using the excuse of oil, Saudi Arabia has oil as well, but they are wise and they know that their military cannot defend them the way America can. So let me read over my response again. While tribal Caribbean leaders are telling Big Brother America to stay out of our territories, moderate Arab countries in the Middle East are seeking the most powerful nation on earth's military protection. Tribalism, sadly, people, will always be the downfall of certain groups in this world, no matter how many centuries go by. We have the privilege of being protected by one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful military in the entire world, and we are telling them, no, we don't want any help. It's just like having a big brother, probably a wrestler or whatsoever, coming to your school to defend you against a bully, and you're telling him, no, I can handle my stories myself. I don't want you come in here to make me look as though I am some kind of a pipsqueak or something like that. That's basically what is going on here in Trinidad and Tobago and in Grenada and so forth. We are not even really Trinidad because our government is standing with America, but we are talking about other, like Barbados. I think Grenada may, hopefully, accept the offer made by America, but other countries, and I think Jamaica as well, but a lot of the other islands in the Caribbean are rejecting it, and it just does that. It's not logical at all, people, because we don't have the military capability of defending ourselves against nations like Venezuela with a rogue president, Nicolas Maduro. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? As somebody made a joke yesterday and said we will use gas tanks. My goodness, people. You won't be disappointed with this one. Look and feel great every day. Painless trimming with no pulling of hair guaranteed. Comfortable to hold and lightweight. Intelligent anti-pinch system. Safety travel lock. Accurate and painless trimming. Durability, 100% quality. Fast charging. To place an order, call or WhatsApp 868-762-6589. Gazans are pleading with the world to stop Hamas. I want you all to listen to this story here in Trinidad and Tobago. Gazans are pleading with the world to stop Hamas from continuing public executions, saying that hundreds have been murdered in just the past 72 hours. Hamas Arrow unit are also going in around Gaza to physically assault civilians with metal tubes as a form of discipline. My response: freedom fighters are murdering Palestinians by the hundreds now, and yet BLM, mainstream media, the leftist mob who talk about, genocide taking place in Gaza. Now Hamas is actually committing mass murder and everyone is silent. So let me read over my comment there again. Freedom fighters are murdering Palestinians by the hundreds, and yet BLM, mainstream media, the CNC Twee, the leftist mob, and QAnon, anti-Zionist, far right, not just the left, though, far right, are all silent. What does Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson have to say about what is taking place in Gaza right now, and how Hamas, the so-called freedom fighters, are persecuting their own people, and how the civilians are begging and pleading for help, the same help that Israel was actually giving them free of charge. Folks, that brings us to the end of today's news report, weekend version. Nothing on Sunday, but Monday, God's willing, there will be another report again. Thanks again to everyone who continues to support my content. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Stay blessed and stay safe, most of all, in Jesus' name.